why we are the way we are.
Our anxious brain or our emotional brain will make us believe things that are not necessarily true.
Jared can relate to fighting our hardest battles.
I was living on couches. Sometimes I was in my car. I was just all over the place. I think about it now, how many people open their doors to me.
We will explore what it means to change careers.
I think a lot of people put the pressure on their career to fulfill their passion, when your purpose or your passion and your calling can be something that's much deeper than just your job.
And how we can all find that special love in this wild dating era.
In order to find the right one, before you do that, you have to be able to identify the wrong one.
This podcast will be the guide you need to surviving life with a friend at your side.
If a friendship is about give and take, but we just want to give, and we're like, oh, I don't want to take, I don't want to impose, I don't want to inconvenience her, then you're not reaping the full benefits of friendship.
The first episode is out now. Download it wherever you get your podcasts.
Listen on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and listen now.
From the Audio-Visual Consultation Studios, Sports Radio 1300 The Zone, KBET AM Austin, your home for the Horns, and the #1 preset in your car and on the free iHeart Radio app.
The morning kickoff. The morning kickoff.
It's the morning kickoff with Mike Hardball Hardge and the world's strongest man, WWE Hall of Famer Mark Henry, on your home for the Horns, 1300 The Zone.
Mitchell against McBride, knocked away by Karl Anthony Towns. Alvarado tries a three. Towns on the flush. It's another Nick avalanche. It's in the third quarter. Clearly are critical. Strus throws it up and Allen throws it down.
And if you're the Cavaliers,
another turnover. Anunoby, Brunson, alley-oop, and Anunoby with the slam. The turnovers once again killing the Cavaliers.
and we talked about calling the first timeout. Cavs called the first timeout in this second half, and this is how the Knicks respond.
Mitchell on the drive, goes inside, lefty layup, banks it home, and the foul. Mitchell. This really is incredible what they're doing night in and night out. As Towns drives down a lane, scoop layup is good.
Go ahead and say it, Lane.
Well, it's the same thing. It's over. Believe it, Knicks fans, for the first time in 27 years, the New York Knicks are going to the NBA Finals. The dream season continues.
Good morning, Austin, K-Town, Pflugerville, H-Town, Pearland, Mill City, El Paso, San Antonio, and Silsbee, Texas, or wherever you may be listening. This is a Turn the Page Tuesday edition of the Morning Kickoff, right here on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone, and always free on the iHeart Radio app. That's right, folks. Start spreading the news. The Cavs are headed on vacation, and the Knicks are headed to the NBA Finals for the first time since Prince said 1999. Joe Cook of Inside Texas joins us at 7:34. Texas football is still in the limelight. Texas softball is back to the World Series to defend their title. Texas baseball looks to avenge last year's regional. And we have our guy, Zach Sim of orangebloods.com joining us at 8 o'clock to talk all things Texas Longhorns baseball and the Spurs, even the series, after another outstanding Wembanyama performance. I am your host, Mike Hardball Hardge. My co-host is a WWE Hall of Famer and recognized as the world's strongest man. He is the Mark Henry.
Good morning, Austin.
And, of course, we've got our guy Marcus behind the boards. And if you want to be a part of the show, all you got to do is text the word Texas, followed by your message to 81530. Standard data and message rates may apply. That's the word Texas, followed by your message to 81530. Standard data and message rates may apply. Also, if you want to voice your opinion and leave us a message, all you got to do is use that talkback feature on the new and improved and always free iHeartRadio app. Will receive your message instantly, and you might even hear it on air if it's good enough. But if not,
it's good enough.
We're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. Let's get right into it. Last night, the Knicks decided to send the Cavaliers packing in an unbelievable performance. Pretty much all of the games were like this. They lose 130-93. And Charles Barkley talked about this at halftime when it came to the thought process of the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Starting tonight, Chuck has requested special time to begin the halftime report. Special time? Yeah, kids at home, if you want to see what the word quit. Oh, come on, Chuck. To give up. The verb of that is Cavaliers. Oh, come on. This is what you see. You think they quit or the Knicks are just that good right now? No, they were down 29, Kenny. Kenny, look, this is just effort here. Come on, man. This is just effort. Look at this here. Yeah, you shouldn't be sprinting. Yo, watch this here. I got a little thing here. Look here. Come on, Kenny. Yeah, I mean, yeah, there was way. Oh, we got the boy now. Hey, Chuck. No. Fast break points 26-3. Come on, man. Yeah, yeah, okay. Okay, we got some more now. No, they didn't beat them down the court. Yes, they did. No, they couldn't. Come on. Oh, my God. Lammert won. Are we sure it's only 26-3 in fast break points? And Shamet, by the way, hit 3 out of 3. He's got 10 out of 11.
So the funny part about that is when you, as an athlete, that's the worst thing you can ever have put on your head. And you start to look at who this team is. And when I say this team, I'm talking about the Cleveland Cavaliers. First and foremost, congratulations to the Knicks. They've earned this. They've played unbelievable basketball. They've done some amazing things throughout these playoffs. But if you're a Cleveland Cavalier fan and your thought process is James Harden, and I know people are going to be like on James ridiculously, but James earned this spot. James earned the criticism that he gets.
Yeah.
Donovan Mitchell played his behind off. He always does. He was expected to get help. You traded Darius Garland and thought it was going to be a good move to bring in James Harden. What do we say when it happened? Man, I don't know how this is going to work.
I don't know how that's going to work.
I don't know how this is going to play out.
You know what it looked like to me? It looked like a Southwest commercial. Want to get away? Because they had already planned their vacation. They unplugged the amps. They put the DJ board away, and they were headed to the airport. It looked embarrassing. And it didn't help none that the coach does not have the bandwidth to admit to what happened. He leaned on analytics, and he talked about how he thought that they really won 2 out of the first 3 games analytically. Like, that's the stupidest thing I ever heard in my life. I'm dead serious. I'm trying to think of something that has happened in my life that was more absurd than to be down 3-0, and you're saying, no, we really won.
Yep.
Everybody saw the game. You were down by 22, came back and lost.
Hey, look, they didn't even have to see the game. All they had to do is look at the score and saw that you lost.
Yeah, the score tells you lost.
All they had to do is look up on their phone and say, who won?
Oh, man, the Knicks won.
Yeah, exactly.
Nevertheless, won by 37.
So here's the deal. I'm glad you brought that up, because not only is Kenny Atkinson thinking that they won, James Harden obviously thinks that they won as well.
I mean, I can't even answer that question, honestly. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it was 4-0, but I don't think we had a chance as far as our best shot. You know, from a standpoint of the circumstances. You know, obviously they dominated us 4-0, but yeah, I don't know if I can necessarily answer that question, just because genuinely I do feel like we are the better team. But series-wise, it didn't show it. So it's a tough question to answer.
What makes that question so tough? You got beat 4-0.
I'm dumbfounded. I am completely and utter shock right now.
I actually think he got a point. I think
Marcus?
the Cavs are the better team except for the scoring part.
Yeah, sure. So let's put it in perspective.
And the winning.
You go to overtime. And you lose by 11. You went to overtime and you lose by 11.
How?
Hello. 103-93 in game 2. What?
What had happened?
That's 16, player. But y'all the better team. 121-108. Where's the better team at? And finally, 130.
How about accountability?
93.
How about accountability? Hey, they were really good. We did not play to their standard, and we got our butts kicked.
Well,
we'll come back in off season, reassess ourselves, and see if we can do better next year. How about that?
I'll give you one guess on who had the most turnovers in the game.
James Harden had the most turnovers.
Ding, 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 ding. He had 5. 5 of their 22 was by your point guard, James Harden.
Hardge, he took jump shots where he was, I don't even know what you call that from a geometry standpoint. He would take off and lean to the side and try to shoot a three. You don't shoot contested threes in the NBA jumping at an angle.
Well, he used to. He used to be Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. He used to be the free throw merchant. Let's not forget, James used to be at that free throw line every game. Well, now his antics don't work anymore. He's aged himself out of the call.
But he don't play defense either.
He never
did that.
I was going to say, we've never confused him as an efficient defender at all. There's never been that conversation. But for him to disappear once again when you were supposed to be the Robin to Batman in Donovan Mitchell, and your second best player is probably Evan Mobley, maybe? Because Jared
Allen.
But he was inconsistent at the end, too.
Yeah, they both. I mean, it's a team of ineptitude. That's what they are.
It is a team.
Not a team of destiny, a team of ineptitude.
It is a team that is 1, 2, 3. Cancun, on the way.
Gone.
They are on the way. We're just getting started on this Turn the Page Tuesday edition of the Morning Kickoff. Coming up next, the Texas Longhorns still in the conversation, and rightfully so. They got some names in the top 100 that we've got to talk about. And we got Joe Cook of Inside Texas joining us at 7:34, and Zach Sim of OrangeBloods.com joining us at 8 a.m. You don't want to miss it. Right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300 The Zone, and always free on the iHeartRadio app.
The road to Omaha runs through Texas. From Austin to the College World Series, Texas baseball chases championship glory.
Swung on it, a ball hit well. Out to left. Say goodnight to a grand slam.
Listen to every pitch.
Strike 3 called right on the inside corner.
On 1300 The Zone.
Slam down the left field line. That's a walk-off. Longhorns win it.
Your home for the Horns. Hook 'em.
It happens only once a year in Las Vegas.
Our legendary iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One,
is back.
Please put your hands in the air.
One stage, 2 nights.
Are you ready?
Featuring the biggest names in music. Live, loud, and always full of surprises.
We're getting this party going, huh?
Hear it live on iHeartRadio and streaming live on Disney Plus and Hulu.
Listen for the reveal of our 2026 iHeartRadio Music Festival.
Tuesday morning, June 2nd at 7.
from the Lawrence and Lawrence Traffic Center.
The crash on Mopac southbound at 183 moved out of the main lanes and now has the right shoulder blocked off, but just nearby on the service road of Mopac southbound at Loop 360 got a new accident just after the intersection that blocks off 2 right lanes. We've got first responders on scene here, and you're stop and go on I-35 northbound from 45 to William Cannon. I'm Jason Fossick with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Progressive Insurance makes bundling easy and affordable. Get a multi-policy discount by combining your motorcycle, RV, boat, ATV, and more. All your protection in one place. Bundle and save at progressive.com or call 1-800-PROGRESSIVE.
Have you figured out your favorite day at the Rowdy Cowboy in Round Rock yet? The hottest new sports bar in Texas is great every day thanks to the Rowdy Cowgirl. An amazing menu of food, drinks, 70 big screen TVs. But Tuesday is Bikinis and Booze Day with all the Texas spirits and beers on special. If you aren't checking out the Rowdy Cowboy every day of the week, well, you're missing out. So saddle up and hit the trail for Rowdy Cowboy in Round Rock on the east side of I-35, just north of the 45 Loop.
The Milken Center for Advancing the American Dream is celebrating America's 250th One Dream at a Time. Next, Rosario Marin.
We were really, really poor. Little did I know I would become treasurer of the United States. To think of what is possible. That immigrant child who couldn't even speak English when she arrives can become the 41st treasurer of the United States. That is the American dream.
Discover more at MCAD.org.
You ever wonder how far an EV can take you on one charge? Well, most people drive about 40 miles a day, which means you can do all daily stuff no problem. Go to work, grab the kids at school, get the groceries, and still have enough charge to visit your in-laws in the next county. But they don't need to know that. And the best part, you won't have to buy gas at all. The way forward is electric. Explore EVs that fit your life at electricforall.org.
Voters are listening to the radio, and they're really listening. If you're running for office, radio gets your message heard, not scrolled past. Reach communities everywhere and be on the air in just 48 hours. Go to winwithiheart.com. That's winwithiheart.com.
Delivering more is just how we do business at Group 1 Ford of South Austin. Get more selection with our huge inventory of brand new Fords and quality pre-owned rides. More value with bigger deals and more confidence with our Austin family that's been serving Central Texas drivers for over 2 decades. Whether you're hauling gear to Zilker Park or commuting down Mopac, you get more with the team that knows Ford best. Group 1 Ford of South Austin, home of transparent pricing and no dealer add-ons. Visit us on South I-35 or online at group1fordofsouthaustin.com. Tired of juggling multiple pay apps? Make splitting lunch or sending a gift simple with Instant Pay from Austin Telco Federal Credit Union. Instant Pay is your all-in-one way to send money. No more guessing if they use Cash App, Venmo, or Zelle. Just send a text right from the ATFCU mobile app, and they can choose where to deposit the funds. It's fast, easy, and free for both you and the recipient, even if they're not an ATFCU member. All you need is an ATFCU checking account and debit card. Visit atfcu.org or stop by one of our 24 area locations. Austin Telco Federal Credit Union, federally insured by NCUA.
Man, whenever I use a sports book, I feel like I'm just getting robbed blind.
Dude, you've got to delete that app. You need to be using Polymarket.
Polymarket? How are they any different?
Polymarket is a prediction market, not a sports book. You trade against other fans just like you, not the house. That means more money for you and less for those greedy sports books.
For real?
Yep. Sports books take around $9 on a $100 position and then pay out around $500. Polymarket pays out $650 on that same position.
What's the catch?
No catch. Even better, it's available in all 50 states. Polymarket is so confident that you'll never go back, they're giving you $50 free on your first trade.
I'm deleting my sportsbook app. How do I get started?
Download Polymarket now and use promo code HEAT for $50 free for your first trade. Stop letting sportsbooks steal from you. Download Polymarket and use promo code HEAT for $50 free on your first trade. Use promo code HEAT.
Trading not available in all jurisdictions. Check local regulations before trading. Restrictions and eligibility requirements apply.
Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone presents the Craig Way Show. Join Craig Way weekdays from 2 to 5 p.m. only on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone.
Welcome back to the morning kickoff right here on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone, and always free on the iHeartRadio app. Coming up in the next segment, we'll have our guy Joe Cook of Inside Texas joining us. And at 8 a.m., we'll have Zach Sim of OrangeBlood.com talking all things Texas regional. As the names were announced, Texas will be taking on Holy Cross this Friday. And, of course, they will play the winner of Tarleton and UC Santa Barbara, with Tarleton being back here at the Dish, is something that I know a lot of Texan fans are excited to see Tarleton in the tournament, especially coming to a place that they've already played and kind of know the area as well. But let's get into it. Texas football continues to be the conversation. A lot of evaluations and draft picks and all the things that get ready to happen in the offseason. We were on the 21st, we were 100 days away to kickoff. And so they, On Three, our guy Joe Cook of On Three in Inside Texas, they put together the top 100 players of 2026. The number one player is listed as Jeremiah Smith, wide receiver from Ohio State. Number two position goes to Dante Moore, the quarterback for Oregon. The number three position goes to the one and only Leonard Moore, who is going to make a lot of money this season because that dude will lock you down, and he's athletic as all get out. So it's going to be fun to watch, to see where his hype takes him if he's listed as the number three player. Number four player is Dylan Stewart, the defensive end, the edge rusher for South Carolina. Malachi Toney, we saw him in the national championship game. Unbelievable player, can move all over the place, fast as all get out. He is the number five. Yeah. But number six, Colin Simmons, is the first Texas Longhorn to be listed in this countdown. He comes in at number six. Obviously, we know that he is one hell of a football player, and I can't wait to see what he's going to do in Will Muschamp's defensive scheme, because he can get to the quarterback, and that's where he makes a living. That's where he's going to end up being. Number seven is Cam Coleman, the transfer from Auburn. Everybody was talking about him in the transfer portal, how he was the number one guy in the portal. Texas ends up getting him. Outstanding work. Arch Manning, Mr. QB1. Arch Manning comes in at number 10, behind number 9, Julian Sand. We'll see those two match up in the second game of the season as Ohio State makes its way to Austin, Texas, to take on the Texas Longhorns. We will see what that matchup does and see who separates themselves. Coming in at number 13 is Trevor Gooseby. Obviously, 6'7", 312, monster on the edge. Turned down money in the NFL to come back to Texas. Want to give it one more shot and make a run at it. So exciting time for Trevor Gooseby, the Gooseby family. His brother, Austin, is here in Austin now. Moved in this week. So it's that time where these guys start to really ratchet it up. So in the top 15, you have 4 Texas Longhorns coming in, and Trevor Gooseby being the lowest at 13. You got Racine Biles at number 71 and Melvin Ciani coming in at 94.
I want you to take a snapshot of this, excuse me, of this draft order, this expected draft order or potential draft order, because the season hasn't started. This is all on paper.
Mm-hmm.
When you get in the grass or on the turf, I really do feel like that 3 of those 4 players in the first round are going to be higher than where they are listed right now. I'm not saying they're going to go like Ohio State, like 1, 2, 3, 1, 3, 5, like in the top. I'm saying in the top 15, they'll all be in the top 15, and I think 2 of them will be in the top 5. And I think those 2 will be Arch Manning and Colin Simmons. Will both be in the top 5. However you put them, that's on you. But there's no way that with the seasons that's expected, barring injury, that they will be 10. That Arch will be 10. And you'll have Julian Sand, is what I'm saying, in front of him. Get out of here. Get out of here. It's ridiculous.
I mean, Julian was pretty good last year. I mean, his team was really solid the entire year, and he played well from the very beginning to the end of the season. Arch got his footing halfway through, so maybe they were looking at the efficiency in which he played last year to put him ahead of him. But to your point, and this isn't the draft, what they're saying, they're just saying these are the top players in the country at whatever position, because I think Malachi Toney still has another year after this one, because last year he was a freshman. He was the freshman of the year, so he still has time. So it's not necessarily the draft, per se.
Okay.
It's just how they have them listed talent.
Yeah, I was about to get a little sensitive.
Yeah.
About to get a little hot under the collar.
Yeah, there's a lot to be desired.
Sound like hate to me.
And we're gonna see what it ends up being, because I didn't say Arch Manning was at number 11. I mean, at number 10. Julian Sand is in front of him, but they also have Sam Levitt at number 8. The LSU quarterback is in front of him as well. So if you're looking at the quarterback breakdown, you have Dante Moore at number 2. You have Sam Levitt, Julian Sand, and then Arch Manning 8, 9, 10 within that move right there. But you also got to look around too, as we talked about. You look at Rasheem Biles coming in from Pittsburgh. This is a guy, a linebacker, that I think he scored more touchdowns than some of the players on their team as a defensive player. So, I mean, he was a playmaker, and that's the one thing that I always think about at the linebacker position. You think about some of the guys that Texas has had here. Obviously, you could talk about DJ and what's the guy? Aaron Harris and Babineau and all those guys. But you look here lately, you've had Anthony Hill Jr. that can come in, and he was a playmaker. You look at Gary Johnson. Gary Johnson was an absolute dog when it came to what was going on that football field. And Biles comes in with that pedigree as well. People have been talking about his talent for quite some time. And for Texas to pull him out of the transfer portal is a big get, because he's experienced.
Right.
This is a guy that understands he wants to be a pro.
Yeah,
So
it's hard to
he's
trick
trying learn.
him.
Yeah, so you're going to come in and you're going to put the work in, because there's a little bit more than just your name being a Texas Longhorn. You got to come in and put on some work. So,
Yeah, guys that can bait you too. Like he can see it and then, oh, I'm going to give you this, but nah, that's not what I'm doing.
Right.
Like, and be around the ball. I don't. That's why I thought that Rodriguez would have been a good get. Is because he was one of those guys that was always around the ball. If it got tipped, he intercepted it. If it got stripped, he fumbled. He picked the fumble up, or he caused the fumble. It was always something. And Biles is one of those guys.
Yeah, he's going to be a special part of what Texas is going to do. I was actually impressed to see Melvin Siani's name on there, as well as somebody that Texas fans should be getting to know, because he is going to be, he's 6'6", 275 at the offensive tackle. I think he's probably bigger than that.
And can move too, Hardge.
But I think he's probably bigger than 275. But he's somebody that Texas is going to need, because he has that length as well. That's going to be on Arch's front side, where he's going to be able to see it, but he's going to be able to maneuver too. So it's going to be fun to see what this class is all about, and this recruiting class, especially when you start to think of what Texas has been able to do in the portal and bringing in some of these young players. So exciting times on the 40 acres. Coming up next, we're going to continue the conversation with our guy, Joe Cook of Inside Texas. Get the latest from SEC days down in Destin and see what the thought process is with the college football playoffs. Right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300 The Zone, and always free on the iHeart Radio app.
From the Odoo.com Traffic Center, Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
We've got records on scene of a crash that blocks off 2 right lanes on the service road of Mopac southbound at Loop 360. It could be in the final stages of clearing out of there. Looking onto Highway 71 eastbound for reports of an accident at Buck and Wolf Lane, causing delays to start from Albert Brown Drive. There's also a wreck blocking off the right shoulder on Mopac southbound at 183. I'm Jason Fosdick with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by eBay. eBay is home to millions of finds, and each one becomes part of your story. From your favorite vintage band tee to the dream car you've been searching for or the foul ball you heroically gave away. It's all there on eBay. eBay. Things people love.
Hardball Hardge for Covert, Ford, and Hutto. Trucks go head-to-head to win your trust, and Ford is coming in hot. Save $6,766 on a new 2026 Ford F-150 STX, or save up to $7,646 on a new 2026 Ford Explorer. Or why not get behind the wheel of a Ford Bronco Big Bend with $4,336 off? Big trucks, big savings. Come and see us at Highway 79 in Hutto, or shop for a deal anytime at covertfordhutto.com.
ABBYY in Austin, Texas seeks a lead FP&A specialist to prepare forecasts and analyses. Telecommuting from within U.S. allowed. Must have a master's degree or foreign equivalent in financial management, finance, economics, or related field, and 3 years experience in financial reporting and budget forecasting. Must have demonstrated knowledge of financial modeling and forecasting techniques, including scenario modeling, margin analysis, and cash flow forecasting, corporate budgeting processes, and internal cost allocation frameworks, including collaboration with global cost centers and headcount planning, automation tools used to improve financial processes, and advanced Excel modeling techniques, complex formulas, pivot tables, and data reconciliation. Qualified applicants, please email resumes to Megan Church, Director Talent Acquisition and People Ops, megan.church@abbyy.com with code FPAS26. Again, qualified applicants, please email resumes to megan.church@abbyy.com with code FPAS26.
Veterans and active duty service members, when your call to service ends, your mission doesn't have to. Go from GI to IT in just a few months at My Computer Career. Prepare for a high-demand career in cybersecurity, protecting people, systems, and institutions from real cyber threats. Cyber warriors are needed now. Will you answer the call? Go to mycomputercareer.edu/CWP to learn more. That's mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. An Elite CompTIA certification partner. VA education benefits are available to those who qualify.
If you're struggling to hear conversations, TV, or the people you love, now there's an easier, more affordable solution without spending thousands. Audion Hearing makes high-quality, rechargeable hearing aids starting at just $98 with free shipping and dedicated one-on-one support in the comfort of your own home. No doctor's offices, no pressure, clearer hearing delivered right to your door. Join over 1 million happy customers hearing life more clearly. Visit audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
Spurs and Thunder tonight, Game 5 of the Western Conference Finals in OKC with the series even at 2. Knicks heading to the NBA Finals for the first time since 1999 after sweeping the Cavs. 3 Astros pitchers combined for a no-hitter and a 9-0 win over the Rangers in Arlington. NCAA baseball tournament begins Friday. Texas will play Holy Cross in Austin. I'm Ronta Moss.
This is Katina Mobley. This is what's trending from iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Buyers Barricades.
For traffic control rentals, sales, and 24-hour service, trust Buyers Barricades. From roadway safety to special event traffic planning, they've got Texas covered. Visit buyersbarricades.com and keep Texas roads safe. That's buyersbarricades.com. Visit the site today.
Hey guys, it's us, the Jonas Brothers. I'm Joe.
I'm Kevin. And I'm Nick. And guess what? We created our own podcast called Hey Jonas.
We invented a podcast?
Well, we didn't invent it. We just contributed to it.
We're the first people to do podcasts.
We get to ask other people questions because we're sick and tired of being asked questions. Well, sick and tired is a strong way to put it, but, you know.
Tired and sick.
Tired and sick.
Listen to Hey Jonas on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Follow Hey Jonas and start listening on the free iHeartRadio app today.
That red talkback mic on the free iHeart app could win you something amazing.
The iHeart Awards in LA
Plus, it's the fastest way to get your voice on your favorite station.
Thanks, guys. Love you.
I love you guys.
Have a good day.
Try the Talkback mic now. Just open the free iHeartRadio app.
Longhorns basketball plays here on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone.
Right here on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone, and always free on the iHeartRadio app. It is Tuesday, so it's time for us to talk to our guy, Joe Cook of Inside Texas. And on 3, you can follow him at Joseph Cook 89 on social media. And Joe, you know, I know that there's a lot going on with the SEC spring meetings, and there's a lot of conversation about the college football playoffs. Are they going to formulate another league? What are your biggest takeaways from Greg Sankey and what he's addressed so far with the media in Destin?
Yeah, last night kind of kicked things off. Everybody was arriving. I was arriving. So that's where I'm heading to right now. We get Sark and Sean Miller, and I think even Christo Conte and Vic Schaefer later today. But for me, the biggest thing was that Greg Sankey stayed consistent. There had been a lot of reported pushback from the SEC about expanding the playoffs. It doesn't really sound like Greg Sankey and members of the SEC were all that enthused that it went from 4 to 12 and provided opportunities for, a team like, James Madison to get in instead of a team like Texas, just because of the way the selection process worked. So it sounds like there's no real desire to go to past a 12-team playoff from the SEC, which I think was a big thing. But I think there was a little bit of a hinting at, hey, this isn't a Tino type of issues. There's a little bit of disagreement in the room. There's some different ideas, but at least the ideas right now kind of point toward staying at 12. And it's funny. It sounds like Greg Sankey and the SEC are the ones kind of keeping college football from expanding to a 2014 playoff.
It's funny that you say that because obviously they believe that the SEC carries a lot of weight, even though the last few champions have come from the Big Ten. The Big Ten is kind of making its way, and they want to bust everything up because of the financial terms, don't they?
Yeah, I've read varying things about what happens if it hits 14 or 6, or if it hits 14 or 16. But a big deal behind the 24-team expansion is just that opens up bidding to the college football playoff games, and it allows someone like the Fox networks or NBC to get a chance to have those types of games on their own platforms. I'm sure there's more to it than that, but everything's money driven these days. Excuse me, the Big Ten and wants to be on a better financial footprint than the SEC. It's just competition like that. So I think that's the main part of it. I guess, what else? The Big Ten probably just thinks that they're able to get more teams in, that they are a team that is becoming, now that they're as strong at the top as the SEC, they're going to be able to create a stronger middle and bottom just because of the money that would be trickling down. And I think there's a opportunity they see to just have more teams in the playoff on a yearly basis.
Joe, this is a two-part question. Does Sankey have the power to change and go backward on this 24? And can he survive and still keep his job if, with all the people that are saying that they don't like the system, if they continue to do this?
I don't think he can roll it back, but he can stop it from going forward, and that's what he's doing right now. And remember, he is like, Roger Goodell. He works for the league presidents and athletic directors. He again, I don't think it's unanimity in that room, but I think there's a consensus, at least, on how do we make sure that the SEC stays in a strong spot with college football, and that the playoff is at the right spot, and that the SEC benefits from it. I don't think that this is something that would, I don't think other leagues just have the ability to push this through. The way that the playoff works is that most of the power has been consolidated in the Big Ten and SEC right now. So, I mean, if it does get pushed through, that means it went over Sankey's intention somehow, and he got outflanked again. That might cause stuff, but I just don't see that. I see that as so unlikely, and I think Sankey's so well respected by the commissioners by the presidents and athletic directors that he'll be fine. And again, he's the one standing between college football and an expanded playoff.
We're talking to Joe Cook of Inside Texas. You can follow him at Joseph Cook 89. Another one of the conversations that's being had, Joe, is about the conference championship game. Is the conference championship game still going to be a part of all the conferences, or is the SEC going to be the one to say we're not doing it anymore?
Yeah, I think it's one of those things where if they're not going to do the 2014 playoff, then they're going to keep these conference championship games. It's just that's the way it's been working. I think that the 2014 playoffs idea to make everything whole by getting rid of conference championship games and adding, another round, I think it's interesting. I think it's a good faith idea. But I think Sankey even said it yesterday that those things that make the league a lot of money. No matter what, you're going to get one of the top two teams, two of the top teams in the league battling against each other in a standalone game. That gets eyeballs, that gets dollars. And until I think they're forced to, I don't think anybody is going to get rid of the SEC championship game at this juncture, just because of the revenue that it brings in this revenue world.
Let me ask you this: what do you think about the SEC tournament? Not the SEC tournament, but Texas hosting the regional. Obviously, Holy Cross Tarleton's already been here, and UC Santa Barbara. I know you love the game of baseball. You love your Horns baseball. What were your thoughts when you saw the unveiling of the tournament here in Austin?
Yeah, I think that's a good draw for Texas. There's some. It's always kind of funny. You can get 3 power conference teams in your regional. You can get a bunch of at-larges, a bunch of conference tournament champions. I think what they got is it's a good mix. And it's the NCAA tournament. It's going to be good teams. They know what Tarleton can do. May not be as familiar with Holy Cross, but you're a 1 seed playing a 4 seed. You got to take care of business. The UC Santa Barbara one is intriguing for pitching purposes. Jackson Flora, one of the best in the country. Dylan Valantis, one of the best in the country. That's what I'm curious to see, how everybody manages that. And maybe we'll get to see a premier pitching matchup in game 2, but both teams got to get there. But that's what has me real excited, is that type of premier pitching matchup. And, Texas has to do well, and hopefully they will, in order to see everybody at the dish and seeing what happens in the super regional round.
Yeah, you got to get there first. Got to be able to get that first one out the way. I'm with you. It's like you want to see these different matchups, but you also understand that first game is not promised as a dub, and these other teams are here for a reason. So we'll see what ends up happening, man. As always, we appreciate you taking the time. I know you're running crazy over there, but we'll be following and seeing what's going on at Destin for SEC spring meetings.
All righty, guys. Thank you so much.
There he is, Joe Cook, on the run, making sure he gets us all the news. Speaking of the news, Texas softball, they started spreading the news as well, as they are back and headed to the College World Series in OKC. We'll hear from them and the celebration. But, hey, we need to try to get another trophy. Right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300 The Zone, and always free on the iHeartRadio app.
Texas softball returns to the NCAA tournament.
High and deep to left field and gone.
And don't miss a single pitch.
Swing and a miss.
As Texas chases back-to-back national championships.
The Longhorns are on top of the college softball world.
Listen all postseason on the iHeartRadio app in Retro Austin, your home for the Horns.
America's turning 250, and iHeartRadio is celebrating with $250,000 in cash. Starting Monday, Listen for your chance to win $2,500 so you can take the ultimate American getaway. Take that road trip of all the Insta-worthy spots across the country, from bucket list to booked. Wow. Win your share of $250,000. Celebrating 250 years of America with iHeartRadio.
From the Odoo.com Traffic Center, Odoo.com, the only business software you'll need.
We've got records on scene of a crash that blocks off 2 right lanes on the service road of Mopac southbound at Loop 360. It could be in the final stages of clearing out of there. Looking onto Highway 71 eastbound for reports of an accident at Buck and Wolf Lane, causing delays to start from Albert Brown Drive. There's also a wreck blocking off the right shoulder on Mopac southbound at 183. I'm Jason Fostick with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Progressive Insurance makes bundling easy and affordable. Get a multi-policy discount by combining your motorcycle, RV, boat, ATV, and more. All your protection in one place. Bundle and save at progressive.com or call 1-800-PROGRESSIVE.
And now a word from our sponsor, Bud Light. There's nothing better than the clean, crisp... There's nothing better than the clean, crisp... what if we just got out of here and grabbed some Bud Lights? But man, we're on air for 4 more hours. They'll figure it out. Sounds good to me. Anything for the clean, crisp taste of Bud Light. Stock up now. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2026, Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Want to upgrade your ride and help Texas students? Here's your chance. Every year, Texas Yes sets up thousands of students for success with school supplies, literacy programs, and classroom grants. Enter the Drive Away for Education drawing sponsored by Thomas J. Henry, and you could drive off in a brand new car, truck, or SUV. Plus, don't miss our weekly drawings. Every dollar goes straight to Texas schools and students. Grab your tickets right now at texasyesproject.org.
It's a sale. Right now, every service needed for your vehicle is on sale at any of the 3 Leif Johnson Ford locations, Austin, Manor, and Buda. And we're wide open. Tires, brakes, oil changes for only $39.99 with synthetic blend oil, tire rotations, and alignments. You name it. Any of the 3 Central Texas locations have it on sale. Can't come see us? We'll come see you with our mobile van on most services, or we'll come pick it up and bring it back. Go to LeafJohnson.com and pick your location and time. You'll love it at Leaf, Austin, Buda, and Manor.
For adults with Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms, every choice matters. Tremfya offers self-injection or intravenous infusion from the start. Tremfya is administered as injections under the skin or infusions through a vein every 4 weeks, followed by injections under the skin every 4 or 8 weeks. If your doctor decides that you can self-inject Tremfya, proper training is required. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active Crohn's disease and adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions, increased risk of infections or lower ability to fight them, and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or need a vaccine. Explore what's possible. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more or visit tremfyaradio.com.
Pantalones Organic Tequila. Because tequila is fun. Pantalones.
Here's a tip from iHeartRadio Earth to make your spring garden more pollinator friendly. Did you know 1 out of 3 bites of food we eat exists thanks to pollinators like bees, butterflies, and bats? Many flowering plants depend on pollinators to grow and reproduce. You can help support pollinators by planting native flowers that provide food, habitat, and nesting spaces. Learn more at pollinator.org. Brought to you by iHeartRadio Earth and the National Environmental Education Foundation. For tips or to take action, visit iHeartRadio.com/earth.
From the Audio-Visual Consultation Studios, Sports Radio 1300 The Zone, KVET AM Austin, your home for the Horns, and the #1 preset in your car and on the free iHeartRadio app. Sports Radio 1300 The Zone, your home for the Horns.
Stewart loops it into shallow right center field. On the move, Kaylee Pond into a dive. It's in and out of her glove. Scoring is Maloney. Nichols winding around all the way to the plate. 2-0 Texas. Pulled past the first baseman down the right field line. Rolling all the way to the wall. Henry off to the races. She's crossing the plate. Martinez toward third. And she's safe as the ball gets away. 3-0 Texas on the Martinez triple. Stewart rips it in the gap right center field. It's down. Short hop by Mejia. Crossing is Wallace. Here comes Altmaier. Stewart a 2-run single. 5-0 Texas in the sixth. Popped up. Nichols down the line from third. Makes the catch. For the first time in program history, Texas is going to their third straight Women's College World Series.
You heard it right there. Texas is headed to its third straight College World Series, the fourth in their last 5 seasons. Last year being the national champion, Texas did it the hard way, losing game 1 and then coming back and winning 2 games in a row. Mike White has done an unbelievable job. Tegan Cavan tossed her 6th complete shutout of the season, and it was her 17th complete game. Big move by Mike White by putting Hunter in the pinch hit role to hit the home run to give Texas the win on Saturday and for him to come back and get the victory. What an impressive run by the Texas Longhorns women. But I wanted to let you hear this from Vivian Martinez. She had one of the longest at-bats in the College World Series. In the playoffs in the Super Regional. And she got a triple after she battled in that at-bat. It was something that a lot of folks are talking about.
Yeah, I would say that's my longest at bat I've ever taken. But just taking it one pitch at a time. And in my head, I'm just thinking, keeping it simple, but also just, I'm going to win this pitch. I'm going to win this pitch. But I also know she has a changeup too. So I got to be aware of that.
And she was clutch. When I say clutch, I mean clutch. And that is why for her to be able to do what she did by hitting the ball and continuing to drive the softball, she was very, very impressive. And it was interesting too, because if you start to think about it, she was at 3-2. So that's 5 pitches, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 pitches in that at bat. And her to come through with the triple down the right field line to drive in the run. This was after she got to a 3-2 count. So she was locked in the entire time, fouling balls off, fouling balls off, fouling balls off.
17 times.
18 times. So what an at bat. And that changed the whole dynamic. Texas was up 2-0.
They had to get frustrating to the pitcher.
Oh, absolutely.
It's like, all right now, already.
Absolutely. But Texas finds a way to get it done, and now they will take on they will be playing on Thursday at 1 o'clock here on AM 1300 The Zone. 1:30 Thursday right here on AM 1300 The Zone. They'll be taking on the Tennessee Volunteers. Big time matchup for Texas in that matchup against Tennessee. Tennessee's got a pitcher that throws about the equivalent of 100 miles an hour from that area. And Texas has got to be able to hit the ball.
Yeah.
That's the one thing that you sit back and you look at it and you say, all right, we talked about this a couple of weeks ago. Is Texas peaking at the right time? When they lost game 1 to Arizona State 4-1, you're sitting there and you're like, wait, what? What are we doing? What are we doing? But then you get the home run from Hunter. They win the game 4-3. And that's when you felt like the air was pulled out of what Arizona State thought was going to happen. And Texas goes out and goes and outscores them 5-0 on Sunday to wrap it up.
You know, they've always had that kind of resilience, you know, to be able to see somebody take 18 pitches,
foul them off,
like that became a game of chicken. And it preaches to what Coach White said about his team being patient and his team just being game warriors. Like they don't quit.
Yeah.
And that's the same thing with this regional. I think that they'll go in there against Tennessee, and if you're throwing the ball the equivalent of 100 miles an hour, all you do is sometimes need to make contact.
Yep.
Just make contact. So if they can keep their head down and just get bat on ball, you potentially can make something happen.
Well, and the other part of it is too, you just got to be, as I talked about yesterday, we did a show, in case you missed it, we did a show yesterday previewing the college baseball playoffs. And one of the things that we talked about was being able to play clean. You got to throw strikes and you got to play clean. That means you got to play solid defense because everybody's good at this point. When you get to this point, everybody is good. So the room for error is minuscule. You cannot make a lot of mistakes. You got to be consistent with your approach. It's not about me. It's about we. You're putting yourself in a different situation to where you might go up there and look for a certain pitch to try to drive it out of the park. But situationally, you got to make sure you get that run in and not strand people, not leave a lot of people on base. Same thing with baseball too.
Well, speaking of baseball, does it help that Texas got some rest going into this tournament now, into this regional? The loss may end up being something that comes back and is a good thing for them.
Oh, no, I mean, it's definitely important that they got rest. They've been needing rest for a while, and it sets up your pitching, sets up your hitting, getting guys that have been kind of banged up. Aiden Robbins has been sick, so he's lost a lot of weight. So now you get some time to put some weight back on him. You got guys that just needed to sit down for a little bit.
I was thinking I was a little bit upset at first, and then, always Longhorn dejected. But then I thought, well, shoot, at least they'll be able to get some rest.
Yeah. Yep.
So
now now it's time to go.
Yeah, let's go.
And now this is where the money starts, and this is where you got to show up and let people know what's going on ASAP. Coming up next, we got our guy, Zach Sim of OrangeBloods.com. Talk Texas baseball, the regional that is happening here, Holy Cross, Tarleton, and UC Santa Barbara. We'll talk about all that and more right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone, and always free on the iHeart Radio app.
At Uline, they know firsthand the road to success is an uphill climb. Uline started in the family basement, and through hard work is now North America's most trusted shipping and industrial supplier. They get what it means to have the support of reliable, hardworking partners. So they keep 41,000 items ready to ship. Whether your company is still in a basement office or expanding cross-country, Uline will be there on your road to success. Visit uline.com.
You love your land. During Kubota Orange Days, you'll love all the great deals. With versatile compact tractors, professional-grade mowers, and durable utility vehicles, Kubota equipment can help you turn dream projects into reality. Kubota Orange Days is here, and so are the best deals of the year. Now through June 30th, get select compact tractors with 0% financing available or save up to $5,500. Sale ends soon. Go to KubotaOrangeDays.com or stop by your local dealer for more information.
Get everything you need for the entire job delivered. From lumber to drywall, flooring, and fixtures, get it all delivered from the Home Depot. With same day, next day, or any day delivery, staying on track and on time is crucial to your job. That's why it's our job to get you what you need when you need it. We deliver the supplies. You deliver the results. Brought to you by the Home Depot.
When it comes to family law, a lot has changed in recent years, so assumptions can be costly. If you see or sense a change coming in your family life that could have legal implications, it's important to know where you stand. What are your rights and responsibilities? Getting good legal advice early is never a bad idea. I'm Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell. If you or anyone you know is facing a family law issue, start with a consultation. Visit CordellCordell.com.
Austin, San Antonio, and St. Louis.
48 countries.
Only one winner.
Yes. iHeartRadio and Fox Sports are bringing you every match of FIFA World Cup 2026.
Live. Go! Every unforgettable moment wherever you are. Lock in your preset now on the free iHeartRadio app.
The world will be listening.
The Mandalorian and Grogu blasted off to a big start at the box office. The first Star Wars film to hit the big screen in nearly 7 years made $100 million over the 4-day holiday period and $81 million over the traditional weekend. It brought in another $63 million overseas, pushing its total to $163 million so far. The horror hit Obsession took second with over $30 million made in its second outing. That's a 39% jump from its opening weekend, a rare feat for a film in its second week in wide release. There's a new documentary from the band Styx and the nonprofit art organization Kaboom Collective.
It's called 20 Years On, and it chronicles the 2-decade partnership between Kaboom Collective and the band. It'll feature archival footage from Styx's performance at the Blossom Music Center in 2006 and a 2016 concert special, Sing for the Day, along with interviews and new studio sessions. Since becoming associated, the group's members have returned to perform, mentor, and collaborate with the organization's students. 20 Years On premieres June 6th. I'm Mark Mayfield.
And the Book of Mormon returns to Broadway tomorrow. The 7 p.m. performance will be the first at the Eugene O'Neill Theater since a fire back on May 4th. And that's entertainment. I'm Daria Albinger.
From the Audio-Visual Consultation Studios, Sports Radio 1300 The Zone, KBET AM Austin, your home for the Horns, and the #1 preset in your car and on the free iHeartRadio app.
The morning kickoff. The morning kickoff.
It's the morning kickoff with Mike Hardball Hardge and the world's strongest man, WWE Hall of Famer Mark Henry, on your home for the Horns, 1300 The Zone.
Welcome back to hour number 2 of the morning kickoff right here on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone. We talked about the Cavs being eliminated by the Knicks. Knicks in the finals for the first time since 1999. We also talked Texas football. 4 players in the top 15 brought to you by On3. And, of course, we got to talk to our guy, Joe Cook. And we talked Texas softball. That is now headed to the College World Series. If you missed any parts of that, get over to our podcast page. Right after the show, our guy Marcus will have it all up for you. But right now, let's go to the phone lines and talk to our guy, Joe Cook. No, not Joe Cook. Zach Sim. We had Joe earlier. Zach Sim of OrangeBloods.com, as he is ready to break down what we've seen in this regional, what we're expecting from the regional, and all of the interesting matchups. So, Zach, let's get right into it. Texas is the number 6 overall seed, a quick departure from the SEC tournament. This is the first year, though, Zach, that I honestly believe that Texas Longhorn fans were like, I really don't care if we win a game in the SEC tournament, because most of the time people are losing their mind. They're mad because Texas didn't win that game on Friday. But it seemed like across the board, obviously everybody wants to win every game, but it didn't seem like anyone was upset that Texas was out and they get to go home and get some rest.
Yeah, for sure. I think the fans understood that the team needed a break. You know, coach keeps calling it the all-star break where guys get a week or 2 weeks off. But, you know, there wasn't a lot to be gained from going and making a deep run in the SEC tournament. They were kind of locked into their spot. They had that top 8. And so, hey, go have a good meal at Shaw's or Jack and Nick's and then get the heck out of there. So that's what they did.
Yeah, it was kind of crazy, but he did go through the rotation a little bit, and he got a chance to have Luke Harrison get on the mound. He got a chance to get Dylan Volantis a couple of innings. Those guys went out and looked spectacular in their time out there, but he got to see some other arms that he was hopeful he might be able to use in this coming weekend in the regional here in Austin.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the numbers didn't reflect it at the end of his performance, but I thought Cody Howard was really good. His velo was up. It was 96, 97. He had more run.
Yep.
And honestly, you know, it was the execution of the 1-2 count and the 0-2 counts that ended up costing him. But overall, I think that's, again, kind of another – this is a guy that if we're in a 4-game regional, right, you end up in that loser's bracket or you have to come back and win 2 games, he's a guy that can go eat some innings for you. And so I think that's going to be really important. And it was good to see Volantis get a little bit of work. It was good to see Harrison get some work, just getting tuned up. And, you know, I think they've set themselves up well from a rest standpoint. So coming into this weekend, I think they've got things locked in where they've got a really good opportunity to, you know, hold things down from a pitching standpoint.
Zach, so they have the fresh pitching order. Have they put the order out yet?
They have not. Personal opinion, I think you go with Harrison on the opening game. You don't leave anything to doubt. You go with Luke. You have your veteran go out there. Then you have Volantis ready for that potential 1-1 matchup with Jackson Flora, assuming that they're actually not going to hold him back. And so that's what I would do if I were the coach. But yeah, you know, coach, he might roll out Ethan Walker out there and say, look, we trust our guys. We know what we have. So you never know. Like, they're always going to be looking at the matchups for sure.
We got a chance to talk with Keith Moreland yesterday, myself and Cam Parker. We did a preview show as it was actually happening. And that was one of the main things that I told Keith. I said, if you're going to do anything like that, you give the ball to Luke Harrison. He's experienced. Yeah. He's going to throw strikes, and he's going to keep you in the ball game. So you want to make sure that you have that in your back pocket. But you also don't want to be, like you said, in that loser's bracket where you got to try to bust your way out of that, because this is a good regional for so many different reasons. Obviously, Tarleton being here before, playing Texas and beating Texas on that Tuesday night. And then, of course, you look at what you said about UC Santa Barbara, the pitching staff and the numbers that they have as a whole. And then Holy Cross, a team that's, I'm happy to be here, but don't sleep on us, because we're going to run, we're going to put the ball in play, and we're going to put some pressure on you. So this is a not so easy regional, but I think Texas is in a great spot in this regional.
Yeah, I think they really are. You know, the fun thing I was looking at in this regional is 3 of the 4 teams have stole over 100 bases on the season, including Holy Cross, their leadoff guy, their big-time guy. He stole 46 bags this year. He's 46 for 48 or 49. I was like, oh, man, this kid can run. This is going to be fun. Right. But, yeah, so I think you've got some contrasting styles and differences. Santa Barbara doesn't hit for a lot of power. Really, none of them do for that matter, but Tarleton can really hit the ball. We've seen that on the Tuesday night. You know, Heinrich, he's an Austin kid. Yep. They're going to come in ready to roar just because they know what they can do. And then Santa Barbara's obviously got a really good pitching staff. It's not just Flora, although he is the primary guy, but they've got a staff that can compete up and down their bullpen. So
is the health report on point right now? All the guys back from injury. Is everybody that were the major players this season, are they back and ready to roll?
I think they're about as healthy as you can be. I mean, I personally still don't think that Mendoza is going to be rolled out there at second base. You know, that shoulder, it needs time. Adrian's hand is Adrian's hand, right? So it's what you're going to get. And I think he's still hitting the ball well. But a thing about Mendoza is, you know, Slossingle joked about it a couple weeks back. He kind of solved his right-handed DH problem because you can roll Temo into the DH spot or the second base and then put Mendoza DH, which allows him to put first base as kind of that swing position of we got lefties available and kind of match up. But, you know, all the signs are good on Ruger, so he seems ready to go. Talk to him in Hoover, and he looks good throwing the ball around. So, yeah, I think that the break is really good for them for sure.
And this is a different Texas baseball team than what we saw last year. They were hobbling into this type of matchup and this postseason. When you think about Max Grubbs and how many innings he had to pitch last year when Jared Spencer went down, then you talk about Ruger Riojas jumping up there and getting those opportunities. It was a different look for Texas baseball last year than it is this year. And then you got the health too of Aiden Robbins. How is he coming along? You know, he was battling that bug, but now he gets a chance to have some days off to get some weight back on. Pack, even though he was still playing, probably needed some rest on that wrist and trying to find his way. So it's going to be an interesting weekend coming up because of the matchups that are here.
Yeah, no doubt. And I think you hit on a really important part. The freshmen have gotten some rest. Kozart got rest. Crossland, even though he pitched, he was hitting 98 on the gun. So he's fresh. LaFeew's another guy that's fresh, even though he's not a freshman. But all these guys have kind of got that mental reset. But I thought it was cool. You know, they flew back in on Saturday, and they didn't just disperse. They got off the bus. They had a meal. And they went right back to practice. They went and practiced for 2 innings. And they're going to put in 7 innings today. So Coach said, you know, we're going to work. We're going to be really intentful this week. And he said, there's some risk to that, but I want our guys to have at-bats. I want them to come in swinging hot. So I think they took some lessons away from last year for sure, and just kind of the way things played out. And I think that'll be to Texas' benefit this season.
I wanted to ask you this too, because as you look around college baseball, you obviously have your favorites. You have different teams that you like to watch, but you're also a guy from Texas, and you get a chance to see Texas State get into the tournament. Great stuff. By the way, Coach Trout will be on with Craig Way today talking about the tournament. But then you also look up north and you look at TCU, team that is not in the tournament. And then you go even south and you go UTSA, another great baseball team that is on the outside looking in. What do you think kind of equates to why some of these teams get in and why some of them don't?
Yeah, TCU is really unfortunate. You know, you talk about injuries, man. They've been plagued all season long with injuries, and even if they got their guys back, they weren't really able to put together the big kind of marquee series win. Like, hey, we weren't able to beat West Virginia. We weren't able to go and, you know, play a Kansas. And I think that really cost them because people kept too much in mind what had happened earlier in the season and not, hey, we've got some of these guys back and we're playing better ball. I think personally the committee made some poor choices in some of the teams they included. You know, NC State, their coach retired. Like, he's gone. They've already named his successor. The entire coaching staff's been told they're let go, except for like Chris Gordon, my man, and a couple of their support staff. And they're like, oh, never mind. You're in the tournament. So yeah, they made some really interesting choices. And I think the two things that I personally took away from the committee this year is RPI is still their source of truth.
Yep.
They do not take a look at the eye test, if you will. And then the other thing is, to a large degree, the conference tournaments don't matter. They don't matter. Like, if you look at what some of these teams did in their conference tournaments, you'd say, how are they in this spot versus this spot? So I think it sends the wrong
automatic
message.
bid conferences, besides the automatic bid.
Besides those, for sure.
Yeah,
For sure.
yeah. That's how Holy Cross got into this deal.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But I think they kind of, you know, they have more tools available like DSR and some of the other things. But, you know, I was in Hoover all week long, and I got to see every single team. And the team I came most pressed away with was Florida. Obviously, Georgia's very good, right? Yep. They're very deep, very good. But Florida, if they're playing at their best, they're the best team in the nation. I mean, without a doubt. And so I think the committee needs to not take, and you see this in football as well, but man, you got to feel for UTSA, the kind of run they put together in their conference tournament and year overall. TCU, you feel like they've got some of those pieces. I would not want to see TCU as a 2 or 3 seed in my regional personally.
Well, a lot of people don't have to worry about it because they ain't in there.
For sure.
You ain't got to go home, but you got to get up out of here. So,
But I do love some of the chaos they put together. You know, you look at the Oregon regional or the Eugene regional. You got Oregon State, and Washington State.
Washington State, yeah.
Make it the Pac-12.
Yeah, it's coming up. It's going to be pretty soon.
All the states.
Next season, it will be part of that conference. I do want to let you go with this because I sit there and I was watching all of this go down, and Kentucky lost 8 out of 10 series in the SEC, and somehow they get into the tournament. That is why UTSA is mad. You get a Troy Trojans in there. You look at some of these teams and you're like, how did they get into the tournament? And that's that Kentucky one. 8 out of 10 losses in the SEC series. If you'd have went 5 and 10, I would have been okay. But you can't only win 2 of them out of the 10 that you play in and expect to be there. But going back to your point, you play in the SEC, RPI matters. And that's what Kentucky was able to gloss over. Man, as always, Zach, man, I appreciate you, and I will see you on Friday.
See you on Friday, my man.
Friday at the dish.
All right, brother. Appreciate you.
Have a
there
great
he
one,
is, Zach Sim of orangebloods.com. When we come back, the Spurs, they're making a run at it, baby. And we're going to talk about it right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300, The Zone, and always free on the iHeartRadio app.
Join Craig Way weekdays from 2 to 5 p.m.
Houston Street said the moment he knew that he needed to stick to baseball, Street was a defensive back and a good one, a good safety for Westlake. And they're playing Midland Lee in the state championship game. Cedric Benson is playing for Midland Lee. Tramples Houston Street. Just ran right over. Trampled and went on in. Houston said, I had no better indication of that. I needed to stick to baseball after that.
Only on Sports Radio AM 1300, The Zone.
It happens only once a year in Las Vegas.
Our legendary iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One,
Is back. One stage, 2 nights.
Are you ready? Featuring the biggest names in music. Live, loud, and always full of surprises.
We're getting this party going, huh?
Hear it live on iHeartRadio and streaming live on Disney Plus and Hulu.
Listen for the reveal of our 2026 iHeartRadio Music Festival.
Tuesday morning, June 2nd at 7.
From the Odoo.com Traffic Center. Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
There's a 10 to 12 minute slowdown being caused by a wreck on 130 southbound after County Road 104. You're backed up here from Highway 29. On the south side of Austin, got a crash on Loop 360 northbound at Mopac, causing delays to start from Ben White, and some rush hour traffic on the northbound side of I-35 from 45 to William Cannon. I'm Jason Fossig with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Progressive Insurance makes bundling easy and affordable. Get a multi-policy discount by combining your motorcycle, RV, boat, ATV, and more. All your protection in one place. Bundle and save at progressive.com or call 1-800-PROGRESSIVE.
No matter what your viewing pleasure is, Rowdy Cowboy has it for you. Hockey, basketball, playoffs, baseball, golf, auto racing. It's all worth watching on one of the 70 big screen TVs. The area's newest, best sports bar is Rowdy Cowboy. But the best view at the Rowdy Cowboy is the Rowdy Cowgirl, bringing top-notch food and beverages to your table, just like you like. You won't want to miss the Rowdy Cowgirls. For Rowdy Cowboy in Round Rock on the east side of I-35, just north of the 45 Loop.
The Milken Center for Advancing the American Dream is celebrating America's 250th One Dream at a Time. Next, Magic Johnson.
I struggle with those who are left behind, those who are poor. We grew up very poor, but my mother would cook and she would take almost half the meal she cooked for 10 kids and made us go take the food that she cooked for us to share with our neighbors. And now that's what I'm all about.
Discover more at mcad.org.
My dad passed away unexpectedly. Of course, it was awful in every way, but we are very grateful that he had life insurance. So even after he was gone, he was still able to provide for us. And that's why I have life insurance for my family. Ethos.com. They make it fast and easy to get covered. It's 100% online. You get a quote in seconds. You can apply in minutes. You get covered the same day.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game.
Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required. Rates may vary.
You think a ticket for not wearing your seatbelt is the worst that could happen. A fine, an inconvenience, a little embarrassment. But then comes the crash. There are injuries, a hospital bed, the long road to recovery, the moments you'll miss. Suddenly, a ticket doesn't seem so bad. That ticket? That was nothing. Click it. Don't risk it. Paid for by NHTSA.
You know what your customers are doing right this second? The exact same thing you are, listening to me. Which, let's be honest, is kind of flattering. But my point is, ads on iHeartRadio actually get heard. In the car, at the gym, on the couch, while people are walking their dogs. Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy? You're a good boy. That's right. You're a good boy. So why not make the next ad about you? Get started today. Call 844-844-iHeart or go to iHeartAdvertising.com. That's 844-844-iHeart or iHeartAdvertising.com.
Take a look under your bed. Find stuff under there? What about jobs? No? Now try your basement. There's a pair of overalls that overall you're not so into anymore. A perfectly good laptop that hasn't sat in your lap in months. And even more stuff, but still no jobs? Well, you really have both. See, stuff is defined as household articles considered as a group. Sometimes this stuff is no longer needed. Wait, no longer needed? That can't be right. Because remember those jobs you were looking for? Those are really needed. And they're the stuff inside your stuff. Even inside that winter coat that moved with you to Phoenix. Our job is to unlock those jobs. And it starts when you donate your stuff to your local Goodwill. Here's how we do it. When you donate to Goodwill, we sell your stuff to provide job training for people right here in your community. So just by teaming up with Goodwill, you help create jobs. And isn't that worth parting with the leftover guitar from your 80s cover band? Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs. Find your nearest donation center at goodwill.org. A message from Goodwill and the Ad Council.
Sports Radio 1300 The Zone. The Longhorns live here.
It's short. Chased down by Fox. 3T. Wemby for three.
GA stepping back. That's beautiful separation right there. Wow.
Still loose. Still time. Spurs do have it. Vassell. Wembanyama. I think he's going to go. From midcourt. Got it!
See if it pays off dividends for now and later. And especially with Chet and Isaiah on the bench.
Wemby, the friendly touch on the three. Military and military-connected families call this beautiful area home. Wiggins got knocked down, wanted the call, didn't get it. Castle leaving for Wembanyama. Resounding response from San Antonio in Game 4. Best of 7, now a best of 3. To see who's the champion in the West.
The San Antonio Spurs handled their business for the last game at home in this 2-2. That's why the series is tied up 2-2, 103-82. They'll be taking on the Thunder in OKC tonight. 7:30 is the tip-off on NBC and Peacock. And Shai Gilgeous-Alexander knows what it's all about. But Wembanyama, what he's been able to do, Mark, when he looks like he is motivated, like he's motivated all the time. But when he gets into that zone, there's nothing anybody can do with him.
No, it's nothing anything anybody can do. And not to mention, when he gets in the zone, all of a sudden, Hardge wants to shoot the ball within 15 feet of the basket. That's the thing that I like about him getting fired up. Now, yeah, he hit a half-court shot. He hit a couple of threes, but it was transitional threes. Like the ball got moved around, got punched out. Nobody was covering. You take that open shot. It is what it is. But all of his real work was done 15 feet from the basket. And the officials were finally making calls, still somewhat. But I think after them getting fined, I think now they're going to really be like, okay, the league has said we are not taking the responsibility of y'all doing all these outlandish fouls. So it's going to be harder for Oklahoma City now to play that physical, try to take your legs out, going under you, like doing all the dirty pulling and pushing in the back, all of those things that they were allowed to do. Now they're on watch. So it's going to be a little different this tonight on this fifth game.
Well, especially because you're going to be in OKC. You're going back home if you're the OKC Thunder, looking at this matchup and trying to figure out, what's the best way to go about it. I think for me, if Wemby can go out there and play the basketball game the way that he's been playing it, and I mean,
25,
like you said,
30 points, 11.
moving around and making guys uncomfortable. Because to me, it looked like they were uncomfortable with his athleticism.
Yeah.
He was running up and down the floor. He was making things happen. He had everybody on alert. Shai Gilchrist can't do what he normally does because when he gets close to the paint, he knows that Wemby's there.
Yeah.
Like, even when you think you got him beat, you forget he's 7'7".
He long, man.
He got long arms that can swat it from
He long
anywhere.
like train smoke.
Yes.
That was a bad mix, the length and the athleticism. He could,
Yeah.
even if you beat him,
you're not beating him.
Yeah, he can still get you.
Yeah,
and it's getting better now because the Spurs didn't have that many turnovers. Like, everybody was talking about Vassell and
they had 12. They had 12 turnovers.
Castle.
And Castle, how many turnovers they had combined? Man, they limited it to 11. That's way better than 22.
No doubt. For sure. For sure.
I mean, way better.
And the production that they're getting is different than the production that OKC is getting. When you got Hartenstein as your second leading scorer, that's not good for your basketball team. If Hartenstein is your second leading scorer in a ball game, your offense is being inefficient. You talk about Chet Holmgren. He only had 10 points. He was still being moved around, but he got 9 boards. He was doing what he was capable of doing. But Wemby makes it very difficult for even Chet to even try to figure out a way to get loose.
And Chet is intimidated.
Yes.
Chet is intimidated by Wemby because they have a history. They've been playing each other since they were 14.
Yeah.
So it's not like that Chet is going to do something different, that Wemby's going to all of a sudden go, oh, man, I didn't see that coming.
Right.
And vice versa. But the deal is Wemby is actually effective still against him. And he doesn't really want to go and bang inside with Wemby. He's playing on the wing more than he is anything. And then you got Caruso and Dort, who are both below 6'6", trying to play Wemby because they can be more physical with him. And now that the officials are on notice, they can't even do that. And Caruso got in foul trouble. And then he didn't play in the second half.
Yeah.
So it's like when you can get people in foul trouble early, or I don't know if he was injured or not because he just didn't come back in the game.
Yeah, he only took 1 shot. So he only played 14 minutes in the game, Caruso. And that's your guy that has given you a spark and let you know that, hey, I can score, I can do all these other things.
Yeah.
And had a very impressive game, 31 points in one of them. But the rest of it was like, okay, who are all my guys that I expect to do something? And now you don't know what's going to happen with Williams. He is questionable for tonight.
Which one?
AJ Millions, Jalen.
Which one?
Yeah, exactly.
Which one?
Jalen.
They got
Jalen. Yeah. And
if you don't leave him and just force them to blow by you and make twos, I never understood why they would leave him out there by himself. He's going to knock down a wide open shot.
Yeah.
And in this last game, he had an air ball, and everybody was looking at each other like, oh my God, he missed a shot. It was shocking that he missed one. That's how consistent he's been in this playoffs.
Yep. So tonight, 7:30, The San Antonio Spurs take the show on the road. Go Spurs, go. They're going to be at OKC. Big matchup. Which way will the tables turn? Because if they can get this victory, they could close it out at home. Woo! We'll see what ends up happening. Let's see what ends up happening. Coming up next, we got the world's strongest man bringing you his world's strongest take. Right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone, and always free on the iHeartRadio app.
From the Odoo.com Traffic Center, Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
There's a 10 to 15 minute backup this morning being caused by a reported accident on 130 southbound just after County Road 104. If you're heading this direction, delays start from Highway 29. And trying to get into downtown on I-35 southbound, got an accident around Breaker Lane. This is causing a 5-minute backup and has you tied up starting from Tech Ridge Boulevard. I'm Jason Fossick with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Abacus Plumbing, Air Conditioning, and Electrical.
Install any new HVAC system with Abacus and get a $5,000 whole home air quality package free. Limited time offer, so call or book online at abacusplumbing.com. Abacus, you can count on us. M-20628.
Hardball Hardge here for Covert Chevy Hutto. Trucks go head-to-head to win your trust. Chevy is pulling up strong with $14,000 off a 2026 Chevy Silverado 1500 RST, or get $11,750 off a 2026 Chevy Silverado 1500 Custom, or get $11,750 off of a new 2026 Chevy Silverado 1500 Custom Trail Boss. Bigger trucks, bigger savings. Come see us at Highway 79 in Hutto, or shop online at covertchevyhutto.com.
Stay connected to Texas athletics and the 40 acres with the LHN app. Watch original content, behind-the-scenes access, interviews, press conferences, highlights, classic Longhorn moments, and select live events. It's your home for Texas athletics content all year long. And with new stories and features dropping all the time, there's always something new to discover. Best of all, the LHN app is free to download and watch. Download the LHN app today and take Texas athletics with you wherever you go. Hook 'em.
As more teens connect online, tech companies face the ongoing challenge of verifying the ages of their users. Jen Hanley, Meta's head of North American safety, discusses the latest AI-powered tools designed to better protect younger users.
Knowing someone's age online is a complex, industry-wide challenge. To solve this, Meta is using new technology that analyzes signals to identify accounts that may belong to underage users and remove them from our platforms. We also use sophisticated technology to find suspected teens, even if they list an adult birthday, and automatically place them in teen account settings. This ensures that as many teens as possible are in age-appropriate experiences. These tools are designed to ensure teens stay in protected, age-appropriate experiences.
To learn more about Meta's age assurance technology and tools for families, visit familycenter.meta.com.
From the ABA Heating and Cooling Weather Center, this is Zone Weather.
Your Austin area weather, partly cloudy for your Tuesday. Could see afternoon showers or storms, a high of 88. Could see widespread thunderstorms late tonight, a low of 66. Wednesday, scattered thunderstorms, a high in the mid-80s.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Progressive Insurance makes bundling easy and affordable. Get a multi-policy discount by combining your motorcycle, RV, boat, ATV, and more. All your protection in one place. Bundle and save at progressive.com or call 1-800-PROGRESSIVE.
Hey guys, it's us, the Jonas Brothers. I'm Joe.
I'm Kevin.
And I'm Nick. And guess what? We created our own podcast called Hey Jonas.
We invented a podcast?
Well, we didn't invent it. We just contributed to it.
We're the first people to do podcasts. We get to ask other people questions because we're sick and tired of being asked questions.
Well, sick and tired is a strong way to put it, but you know.
Tired and sick.
Tired and sick.
Listen to Hey Jonas on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Follow Hey Jonas and start listening on the free iHeartRadio app today.
Find your iHeartRadio everywhere. There are hundreds of ways to experience iHeartRadio at home and on the go, beyond the iPhone and Android app, and at iHeartRadio.com. Here's another way to connect to iHeartRadio. Amazon Fire TV supports iHeartRadio with a beautiful big screen display while you enjoy your favorite music, radio stations, and podcasts. Make sure you link your iHeartRadio account and use voice controls for easy navigation between content on iHeartRadio. iHeartRadio on the big screen is easy to control from the remote or with voice controls, and it provides large cover art on the screen and can sync with your iHeartRadio account for seamless listening between your devices. Your iHeartRadio music, radio stations, and podcasts now on your big screen TV with Amazon Fire TV and the Fire Cube. Check it out for free now. iHeartRadio. Anywhere you want to listen, iHeartRadio is there.
Hey, it's Coach Sark. Now back to the morning kickoff with Hardge and Henry on your radio home for the Longhorns, 1300 The Zone.
You heard the beat drop, so you know what that means. WWE Hall of Famer and World's Strongest Man, D. Mark Henry, brings you his World's Strongest Take. Take it away, big fella.
Hard.
Yes.
You know what time it is?
What time is
it? It's time for the World's Strongest Take by the World's Strongest Man. Marcus. Back then, they didn't know me. Now that I'm hot, they all on me. Guys, this has been great. It's been one of the better NBA playoffs that we've seen in years past. In years past, we always looked at it like, you know what? It's only really one clear winner. There's only one team that's going to win this, and they just have to play up to their potential, right? You know, we Oklahoma City, they had their run. You know, we just thought for a while that every team that won a championship, like Boston, we were like, oh, Boston, they're going to win for the next 3 years. They got all this talent. And then most teams can't keep all the talent that they have. They start going other places. And that's what happened with Boston. But now you got Oklahoma City, who they just keep getting draft picks. They just anybody that leaves, they get at least 2 first-round picks for them, minimum. And then they just reload. My take today is the best and the worst of this playoffs. The best of this playoffs is the series that we're in right now that we'll see tonight with Oklahoma City and San Antonio Spurs. That's my take about the best. The worst of this series, I thought it was going to be Detroit, because Detroit just had a level of ineptitude that they don't have a secondary scorer. They have a guy in the post that is qualified to be a supermax player, but he doesn't even average a double-double every game. I mean, that's just not enough. But the worst of the worst, guys, I just have to put it on Cleveland. Cleveland quit. Now, sometimes you have too much talent. The Lakers played against a team that just had too much talent. They were just better in every way. That's not the case for Cleveland. Dominant defender, all-star, offensive scorer, all-star, role players at every position, and then you bring in James Harden, who is a damn good point guard, but James Harden, he doesn't have the heart. He wants to score 20 points and get another deal. I want a new contract every year. Hey, I scored 20 points. I gave you 8 assists. I want my money. I would rather have a guy that's passionate, that cries when he loses. These guys, man, they was high-fiving guys. Hey, man, y'all go and beat them. Y'all go and win it. No, man, I'm wishing evil thoughts on you when I lose. They just were not. It was the worst of all the series. We watched every series. We reported on every series. The best, Oklahoma City, San Antonio. The worst, Cleveland, New York. Hardge, what say you?
I just think that Cleveland is a team that found a way to just quit. And you think, okay, you watch them and you see the fight that they gave against Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, did Detroit quit? Because if this was the team that they were playing, it was seeing who could be the worst while they were playing. Because what we
then
saw,
Cleveland did win.
Right.
Because they was the worst.
They were the absolute worst. And that's why sometimes I truly, we played the game. So we played sports. So we understand sometimes you just don't have it. It just, that day is not your day. You got to chalk it up. But not for 4 straight. You got beaten double figures in every game. No less than 15 points. Like, what are you doing? And how is this the move that you thought was going to be the answer was James Harden? I was hopeful. I was trying to be optimistic because I thought James Harden understood his role at this particular time. In this day and age, James, you're not the guy that you used to be. Defer to Donovan. But help him. Give him some help. We talked about the turnovers. He was a turnover machine. I don't know who was worse, him or Castle at one point. But Castle, at least his supporting cast helps him. And I'm not calling, he's the supporting cast, but he's not by himself. And that's what I felt like for Donovan Mitchell. I felt bad for Donovan Mitchell because he was doing everything he could to try to will his team. But after that first quarter, he was like, where's everybody else at? Well, I might as well just go ahead and get my points because nobody else is going to do anything.
Can I point out something to you? There was a point in the second quarter where Donovan Mitchell drove baseline. And he got swallowed up. And he tried to turn and pass the ball back out, and he got fouled. They called the foul. He was going to the free throw line. He was on the ground, Hardge. And what do you see in the NBA, college, everything? When a guy goes to the ground, what does everybody do?
You're supposed to run and pick him up.
Run and pick him up. What did they do? Think about it. In the second quarter, they let him on.
I'm assuming they did not pick him up.
They didn't pick him up hard, and I was pissed. I was so mad.
On the car ride home, all I need to hear is, "He should try."
That's what that ride home is. That's what that ride
Marcus
home.
just about killed me. I just swallowed air. Oh my God, Marcus, stop. But they didn't pick his. That's the best player on the team.
Yeah. Yep.
You leave him on the ground. Hey, he looked like this.
Yep.
Let me
Looking
get
for
my
the
ass
team-
up.
Yeah, where are my teammates at?
Oh man, I'm hurt. I'm hurt for him. They need to fire the coach. They need to get rid of James Harden as quick as they can. He's never going to be better than he was yesterday.
Yep.
The rest of those guys, you got to ask them, pull them in. Do you want to be here? Because if you don't, then tell us.
Yep.
And then go out. You know who I saw this weekend? Bobby Portis. Bobby Portis was at the Spurs game. Bobby Portis is a dog, man. That's who I want on my team. I know I don't like him. I usually don't have anything good to say about Draymond Green. But you want him on your team because he fights hard.
Yeah.
And he's relentless. Like, go get those guys.
Yep.
And then you can have something. I think, man, it's been a week.
They stink. Yeah, they stink. They stink, and they already on their way to Galveston. When we come back,
Brown water.
When we come back, we'll continue the conversations. We lost another great one. The Astros throw a combined no-hitter. That's right, folks. And, of course, Spurs and OKC. Tonight, right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300 The Zone, and always free on the iHeart Radio app.
UT football, basketball, and baseball.
All in one station for all. This is why I listen. 1300 The Zone.
From the Odoo.com Traffic Center, Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
There's a 10 to 15 minute backup this morning being caused by a reported accident on 130 southbound just after County Road 104. If you're heading this direction, delays start from Highway 29. And trying to get into downtown on I-35 southbound got an accident around Breaker Lane. This is causing a 5-minute backup and has you tied up starting from Tech Ridge Boulevard. I'm Jason Fossick with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Progressive Insurance makes bundling easy and affordable. Get a multi-policy discount by combining your motorcycle, RV, boat, ATV, and more. All your protection in one place. Bundle and save at progressive.com or call 1-800-PROGRESSIVE.
And now a word from our sponsor, Bud Light. There's nothing better than the clean, crisp... There's nothing better than the clean, crisp... what if we just got out of here and grabbed some Bud Lights?
But man, we're on air for 4 more hours.
They'll figure it out.
Sounds good to me. Anything for the clean, crisp taste of Bud Light. Stock up now. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2026, Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
You ever wonder how far an EV can take you on one charge? Well, most people drive about 40 miles a day, which means you can do all daily stuff no problem. Go to work, grab the kids at school, get the groceries, and still have enough charge to visit your in-laws in the next county. But they don't need to know that. And the best part, you won't have to buy gas at all. The way forward is electric. Explore EVs that fit your life at electricforall.org.
At Uline, they know going the extra mile takes hard work. For companies pushing to go further, Uline will go the distance with you. 24/7, they answer the phone to get you the shipping and industrial supplies you need. Business can move fast. Unexpected large orders, adverse weather, new safety guidelines, and changing economic trends. Uline works hard keeping 41,000 items ready to ship, minimizing detours on your way to the extra mile. Visit uline.com.
Hi, this is Tom McKay, owner of Audiovisual Consultations. Today's home electronics can be a bit daunting. My company has spent the last 38 years making sure they are not. We carry all major brands of television and stereo equipment at prices you can't find in stores, and you don't have to leave your house. We come to you. I believe in having fun and dreaming big. If you have a dream for your home entertainment, let me know. I can make that dream come true. Anything from theaters to multi-room audio systems, lighting control, computer networks, hell, even golf simulators. We cultivate clients for a lifetime by treating everyone like their family. And we provide everything at incredibly competitive prices and install it seamlessly into your home. So relax, hug your kids, make love to your wife, and smile. Then give us a call at 512-255-8678. It's 512-255-8678 or online at avconsultations.com.
Man, whenever I use a sports book, I feel like I'm just getting robbed blind.
Dude, you've got to delete that app. You need to be using Polymarket.
Polymarket? How are they any different?
Polymarket is a prediction market, not a sports book. You trade against other fans just like you, not the house. That means more money for you and less for those greedy sports books.
For real?
Yep. Sports books take around $9 on a $100 position and then pay out around $500. Polymarket pays out $650 on that same position.
What's the catch?
No catch. Even better, it's available in all 50 states. Polymarket is so confident that you'll never go back, they're giving you $50 free on your first trade.
I'm deleting my sportsbook app. How do I get started?
Download Polymarket now and use promo code HEAT for $50 free for your first trade. Stop letting sportsbooks steal from you. Download Polymarket and use promo code HEAT for $50 free on your first trade. Use promo code HEAT.
Trading not available in all jurisdictions. Check local regulations before trading. Restrictions and eligibility requirements apply.
Pantalones Organic Tequila. Because tequila is fun.
pantalones.
Offers vary by user and location. Go to upside.com for terms and conditions.
$3,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back for buying gas. Earn cash back with Upside just by filling up your tank. Download Upside now and start earning easy cash back. The more you use Upside, the more you get. Use promo code EXPERT to get an extra 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's promo code EXPERT for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Phones, laptops, cars, smart speakers, even on your TV. All devices, all the time. We are everywhere you are. 1300 The Zone.
And Astros fans both here at Globe Life Field and around the country looking for history.
Call bird strike. The Astros 17th no-hitter. It's a challenge by Brandon Nimmo. For now, it's the 7th no-hitter in the last 8 years, and it is confirmed. The Astros with a no-hitter. Alan Bersanta, in his Major League debut, gets the last 6 outs with 2 perfect innings, and the celebration begins.
You've got to love it. A Major League debut finishes off the first hitter of 2026.
That is amazing when you think about what the Houston Astros have done in their careers. Their organization has been part of, I believe, is 18 no-hitters.
That's a lot.
But not only that, you start to think about the game and who's been a part of it. You know, the guys that have been with the Houston Astros, and you think about the Nolan Ryans and Brad Lidge and who else? Roy Oswald.
Mike Scott.
J.R.
Richards.
Yeah, old school OGs. They're 18th career no-hitter, including the postseason. That's the most no-hitters by any club since the Astros' first season in Major League Baseball in 1962. That's the most in any club. The Dodgers has 13. So with them with 18, just let you know exactly what it's all about.
What's up, H-Town?
What's up, H-Town? And for them to be able to make that happen, that's an exciting situation. So shout out to them. They won 7 of their last 10. They're still, they're not doing great.
It's good to see something positive from Tetsuya.
Yeah, you needed him to get going. So you're 24-31, 3.5 games out of first place. The Athletics are at 500. They're 4-6 in their last 10, as is the Mariners. The Astros are the hottest team in their division, 7 out of the last 10, and winners of 4 straight. The Angels are right behind them, winners of 3, but 4 out of their last 6.
Hardge, did you see how he was very excited about his coach being in America, and he wanted to do something special. He wanted to really show out.
Yeah.
A no-hitter?
Yeah.
Like,
a combined
what
no-hitter.
kind of gift? Hey, man, that's when you really hand it out. His coach needs to stay around more.
Yeah, he's definitely going to try to figure out a way to keep him around for his next start. But great stuff by the Astros. As I said, they still got their work cut out for them, but a good sign for them, especially with all the injuries they've been dealing with all season long. So we'll see what ends up happening. And I know Astro fans are really excited because you did it against the Rangers. So I know that makes things a little bit better.
Not to mention they haven't had the best run over the last 10 games either.
Right.
Yeah, it's a little crushing for the Rangers. A little smile cut on my face.
Yeah, just a little bit. I knew that. Well, one of the smiles that needs to come to your face is about the college football playoff expansion. And Greg Sankey talked about it a little bit yesterday, and I'm sure we're going to have a lot more as Sean Miller, Steve Sarkisian, all the football coaches will be talking today. But here is Greg Sankey on college football expansion.
Yeah, we've used examples from professional sports. When professional sports have added to their postseason, it's always been a small adjustment. 4-12 was monumental, but I think it was justifiable. And you want to be careful about how far you go. And that's understanding the competitive impacts. And maybe you bring more teams into the conversation. and you make a judgment, because that's what I think you'd have to do, that, hey, a game that may not have that same type of leverage, if you will, or that same type of value because both teams could be in, that's minimal, but the ability to bring more teams into the conversation that would have been out creates value in the regular season.
See, you got to create value in the regular season. You have to find a way to create value in the regular season. That is why when they talk about the expansion with 24 teams, that does not put a lot of bearing on what's going on in the regular season.
I don't want to sacrifice bringing in 24 and having an expansion over losing the championship games. Because, you've had these championship games for years and years and years. And people grow to live for going to, you vacation around it, the championship games. And now you're going to eliminate that?
Right.
I just feel like that's a bad deal. It's bad for football. It's definitely bad for the players, because, players want to be able to say, hey, man, I want a conference championship. We didn't win a national championship, but at least we won our division.
Right.
And you get the watch. You get the ring. Now, what do you get? You play I played in the new expansion playoffs of 24. Whoopee.
Well, I also look at it as when you play for your conference, that's what you've always talked about. Like when the kids, even in high school, you play in your district, you want to win district.
Right.
You want to be a district champion no matter what. Everything else is going to take care of itself if things go the right way for you. But you sit there and you think about it, it's like, what are we doing to the point that if we're going to expand it, where's the championship? That's what I'm talking about. Well, Sark talked about the NFL, so did Sankey. We're going to the NFL model, and you want to do it that way. All right, well then, if that's what we're going to do, let's do it. Let's get it done. And stop changing it every 2 years because somebody didn't get in last year. Like, it doesn't make sense to me to expand to 24. What do you say, 32 teams in the NFL, 14 make the playoffs? I mean, what's the problem with that? Let's just put it at 14. And 2 teams get a bye, everybody else got to play it out. What's happening? We'll see. But it's one of those wild cards, those moments where I firmly believe that the reason why they want to blow this up and make it more is so all the contracts can be torn up and you have to renegotiate all of the deal. Because
that sounds reasonable. That sounds right.
So the money.
This always goes back to the money. Follow the money, and that's where things go.
Is this a good play for the NCAA?
What do you mean?
Does the NCAA benefit the win?
It's done for them.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. They basically have no control anyway, which is why everybody is pressing them to do something. If you're gonna be an entity that is supposed to be the all-knowing, then make a ruling on certain things instead of staying out the way. You know why they stay out the way? Because they don't want to get sued.
Yeah.
They don't want to spend all the money in court for something that they can avoid and not even talk about. So we'll continue these conversations and so much more. I expect to hear more from Coach Sark. Coach Miller is talking, and possibly CDC and Vic Schaefer all get an opportunity to talk at SEC Spring Meeting. Stay locked in. Tomorrow we'll have our guy Danny Davis of the Austin American Statesman. And as always, myself, Mark Henry, and Marcus will be holding it down. So just remember this, folks. Don't believe everything you see, because even salt looks like sugar. Steve Trout will be on. Ty Harrington will be on with Craig Way today. Peace.
Mark Henry here. Have you tried the food at Rowdy Cowboy yet? Had a cold beverage of your choice? Enjoyed the view at the Rowdy Cowboy? Well, guess what I'm really asking is why are you not at the Rowdy Cowboy right now? The doors are open anytime, and you're welcome to come try out the area's best new sports bar. Rowdy Cowboy and the Rowdy Cowgirl will be waiting on you. 70 big screen TVs and an extensive and delectable menu await you. So saddle up and hit the trail for Rowdy Cowboy in Round Rock on the